start then. So good afternoon, Collen and Tshepo. Thanks for taking time to talk to me about your time as an ex-Jeppe rower and our exciting Jeppe Boats and Blades fundraising initiative. So I'm going to start off by saying, why rowing? Why did you boys choose rowing? You can each individually answer that question.
You go first.
Okay. I think coming from a background that plays soccer and sports like that, coming to Jeppe, it was me trying to see myself of how far or what other sports I can do, except for the ones that I always see on TV or the ones I'm used to. And I think because I was one of the first black guys to join,
Actually, you were the first guy.
Yes. When we got introduced to rowing, it was actually before the year we actually started going to school in Jeppe, which was towards the end of the year at Orkney when we had our the rowing practice and things like that. And I think another thing, anything to do with water, it was my intro to try becoming one of those black fishes in the water. That type of a thing. That was originally why I wanted to do rowing. It was just a sport that I've never seen before, and I just wanted to do it.
And yourself, Collen?
For me, I couldn't play cricket. I just couldn't. It was then, when was it? In the 90s? Because I think you started first at Jeppe.
Yes.
Then I think I was the second African to join Tshepo.
Yes.
And cricket was a white spot. It wasn't a black spot at all. It just didn't make sense for me to play cricket. And following Tshepo as he was my senior, I decided, why not? I can swim. Why not rowing? Let's just do rowing together. Why not?
Yeah.
And then that's how we got into it.
Yes.
Oh. Excellent. Thank you. So Tshepo, if I can ask you, did you know Collen before rowing? Did you meet at school, or were you friends before school, or did you become friends whilst rowing?
No. We actually come from totally different hoods, townships, so to speak. We actually got introduced into, I actually met him at our first rowing practice when he was there and I was also there, and that was the first time we met. And then we sort of gelled together, and then even today we're still friends. And then this is from 1990,
91, 92,
92 to date. We still call each other since that day. Yes.
That's so cool. That's very cool. Can I ask? Sorry, carry on.
The other thing is, we had no other option because it was the only two of us, two Africans that were at school then. So we had no option but to form a brotherhood and to be friends from there. That's how it started.
Very cool.
Yes.
So my question is for Collen. Collen, how has Jeppe rowing and the Jeppe brotherhood and school influenced your camaraderie and your impact in your life as an adult?
Wow. I hope you guys have got enough data for that. No, it has done a lot, really. I can say 90% of my life was shaped by the rowing club and the Jeppe as a whole. Where do I start? Wow.
I can help you.
Yeah, please do help.
I think more than anything else, when you first come in as the only black guys in the school, I think we became more of a family with the rest of the guys that were already in the team. And I think more than anything else, it was easy for us to, for the year when we started in 92, to actually gel in with everybody else, because we had a privilege of knowing the guys before the school because of rowing. You know what I mean? So when we were already at school, it looked like we already been at school even the years before, when the other guys seemed to see us, you know, because remember, 92 was the first year where we were like together now, you know what I mean? Which was a beautiful thing. But more than that, even at like towards the end of the year, you seem to be finding like university who says, you know, if you do rowing, you can join University of Witwatersrand then, you know what I mean? Which was Wits. And those are the things that even now, we, as much as we like to go back into township school, is to motivate kids to get into sports that will open doors for them. And I think this is one of them that is, without a doubt, I don't even have to think about it. I just know that if you do rowing, you know, your doors are open. That's more like it.
And on top of that, also being part of the team of whatever company that you work for, as an adult, you get to learn that because of the team spirit that was created by the rowing, to learn to rely on each other to achieve a goal. Yes. That grew up with us, so that we get into any institution nowadays, we work as a team, a well-oiled machine, to get a similar outcome of the company. So it has played a quite a role in our lives. It has.
Fantastic. Brilliant. And I think that story just you know, we've done a couple of these interviews now, and that story, your experience and what you're saying is 100% exactly the same as all the other guys. They're saying, you know, and particularly in the more recent years where the rowing camps started before school actually started, it changed the way people were able to relate to others at the school, because there were people and seniors who knew them and would basically greet them at school. So it made a big difference. So this again is a question to both of you, and Tshepo, I'm going to ask you first. From your time at Jeppe Rowing, what can you think of one particular memory that you can highlight and recall with great fondness?
Over my head, there were a couple, but there is one particular one that I think as a rower, we were on the second team.
Yes.
And then we were rowing, and then we were rowing against Cares.
Yes.
And then we were rowing at Roddy Plant. And then on our heat, we sort of like, the judge says we came
tie. It was
a tie race. And then we had to row again. Now we had to row. Remember, the second team rows first before the first team, right? Now the first team now has to row their race. Now it was like, now we were the first team because we were the last people to row, because we had to row again, right? Now, and then now as we were rowing, now you must remember that this is a proper black and white team, right? They're excluding the t-shirts. It's a proper black and white team. So, and then we started racing again. And then as we were racing, we actually won the race, but because we were so tired, the first team had to actually pull our boats out of the water, and then we were all lying down on the jetty, and then it was just like one of those days where we felt like we were the A of the A team, because we were, we had to. Yes.
Actually, that is priceless moment. Yeah. I remember a couple of days ago we were talking about it. It's also my highlight on rowing. Also, I've got another one. The initiation.
Oh yes, yeah.
Yeah, the initiation was actually the exciting one. There was the 8, I think, Grant Heatley. When he was taking a stroke, he managed to hit a fish. That fish landed on the boat. They called it Gutsy. And then Grant Heatley, that year, he made me to dissect that fish after being under the sun for about a week. And it was stinking and smelling, and I had to dissect that fish called Gutsy. That was awesome. That was the best initiation I've ever had in my life. Not that I love killing fish. Not that I love killing fish, but it was better than being beaten up or anything else.
Yeah.
Oh, so.
It was already dead by then.
I think if my son had to hear that was initiation, he'd feel a lot better about the fact that he carried a rock around for a week and got shoved in Orkney River.
No, that's the whole plan is to actually get more involved than, you know, I mean, even the youngsters. I've picked up with the youngsters that, you know, as good or bad the story may be, it's always nice to chat. You know, when they ask me, so when this is what we are doing now. I mean, the youngsters will have even way more questions. I know because I have youngsters, and I mean, when they start asking about it, it opens their mind. You know, even their own thinking is more like, oh, okay, so you mean this is what it is? I said, you know, when everybody pulls their weight, the team wins.
We are part of Soweto Rowing Club, and we've been trying to give back.
Yes.
We have learned throughout our rowing season.
But we want them to join JP.
But we want them to
Yes, that's great. Guys, thank you so much. Thank you for your time.
Yeah.
It's
Thanks for your
been
time,
such a
guys. That was
pleasure.
fantastic. Yeah.
And we look forward to seeing you and meeting you soon.
And
yes.
Yes.